In this packet tracer activity, configure wireless router, hardening and security. We will configure wireless security on a wireless router. During the installation of the router, it was partially configured but has some security issues that need to be addressed. We will also harden the router to help mitigate potential attacks. After the security configuration is complete, we will verify connectivity and security settings. Most tasks in this activity are graded. Click check result at any time to view your correct and incorrect assessment items. I will keep the check result window on top so you can watch the percentage incorrect increase as I complete tasks. Switching to logical mode is disabled. In addition, data centers and ISP telco locations are locked. Part 1, configure basic security settings for a wireless router. In initial settings on a home router can pose security risks. For example, if threat actors know your public facing IP address, they can search the internet for your default router login credentials and remotely access your router. In this part, we will change the router's password and disable remote login. Step 1 is to change the default router password. It is important to set a very strong password or lengthy passphrase to prevent unauthorized users from changing configurations on the router. Click the home location and then click Home Office PC, Desktop tab, Web browser. Connect to the home wireless router at 192.168.0.1 and then enter admin for both username and password. Click the administration tab. Enter Cisco NetAcad Rocks for both password fields. Scroll to the bottom and click Save Settings. The router requests that you re-authenticate, log back in with same username and admin and the new password, and then click Continue. Step 2 is disable remote management. Home wireless router typically ships with remote configuration enabled. This allows technicians from your service provider to access your device and help set up your home network or troubleshoot issues. However, this can be a security risk because the port must be open and listening in order for the technician to connect to the router. It is often possible to change, only permit HTTP access, but this does not afford any real measures of security because a threat actor could detect open ports and launch password attack against the router. If remote management is truly needed, it would be far more secure to set up a VPN solution instead. The home wireless router in this packet tracer activity does not support VPN. Therefore, we will disable remote management for administration tab. From the administration tab, click disable next to remote management. Click Save Settings. Note that this will cause home router to reset. Close the web browser and click fast forward time several times. Return to Home Office PC and click IP configuration to check if IP addressing is reassigned. In this case, IP addressing is reassigned. Note that it may necessary to be toggled between DHCP and static until Home Office PC receives IP addressing from the 192.168.0.0/24 network and close IP configuration and then click web browser. Navigate to 192.168.0.1 and you authenticate in preparation of the next part of the activity. Part 2 is configure wireless router network security. Right now, anyone can has a wireless device in range of the home wireless router and could connect easily connect and possibly a device on the network. To prevent this from happening, in this part we will secure the wireless network so that only devices with the correct configuration will be able to connect to the network. Step 1 is configure and broadcast the home net SSID. Currently the router is not broadcasting SSIDs of the network that are configured. This is not generally accepted security measure, mostly because if a threat actor were looking for a network to attack, they would still sim the nameless network. There are tools available to snip the traffic to determine the SSID. In fact, the practice of turning off the SSID broadcast could potentially make a network a higher target for an attack. Because the administrator is trying to hide it, click the wireless tab and then each of the three enabled for SSID broadcast. For each of the three network, change the SSID from default to HomeNet. And click Save Settings. Step 2 is configure security for HomeNet wireless network. Perhaps the most important security measures outside of changing the router password is encryption of the traffic between the router and wireless network. Without encryption, a threat actor can easily use to get and often free tools to simply intercept communications with very little effort. This can lead to further attacks as the threat actor gains to the knowledge about a network and you. From the wireless tab, click Wireless Security. For each of the three network, configure the following. Security mode WPA2 personal and encryption should be AES. And passphrase Cisco Rocks. Click Save Settings. Step 3 is configure security for guest wireless network. The router allows for two independent wireless networks to be configured for each radio. This can be useful when you wish to keep guest net traffic separate from traffic on other networks. From the wireless tab, click Guest Network. For each of the three networks, click Enable Guest Profile. Configure each guest network with the SSID guestnet. Enable Broadcast Security Mode WPA2 Personal. Encryption AES and passphrase Guest Pass. Click Save Settings. Part 3. Configure wireless clients. The home wireless router has been hardened and wireless security has been configured. In this part, we will safely connect wireless clients to the network. Step 1 is configure wireless connectivity for the laptops. Click Home Laptop 1 located in the living room and then click Desktop tab, PC Wireless. Click Connect tab. Click the first entry for HomeNet and then click Connect. Security is already set to WPA2 personal. Enter Cisco Rocks for pre-shared key and then click Connect. Click the Link Information tab. You should see the message you have successfully connected to the access point. If you are still not connected, check the configuration of the home wireless router and try this step again. Close the PC wireless window and click IP configuration. If the laptop still has an address assigned from 169 network like this one, toggle between DHCP and static until it receives IP addressing from the network 192.168.0.0 by 24. Repeat this step for home laptop 2 in the home office, but use the first entry for guest pass and pre-shared key. Step 2 is configure wireless connectivity for IoT devices. In the home office, on the top shelf of the bookshelf, click config wireless 0. Enter HomeNet for SSID. Choose WPA2 PSK for authentication and then enter Cisco Docs for PSK passphrase. Under IP configuration, click DHCP and verify device received IP addressing from the 192.168.0.0/24 network. Toggle between DHCP and static if necessary. Repeat this step for both of the home siren located in the living room, above the bookcase, and home doors. Part 4. Verify connectivity and security settings. In this part, we will test our configurations and security setting to make sure that the devices are communicating with each other and that they can reach for the internet. Step 1 is to test internet connectivity for wireless laptops. Click Home Laptop 1, Desktop tab, and Web Browser. Navigate to www.ptsecurity.com. Packet tracer may take several seconds to converge. You can click fast forward time to speed up the process until the data center public web page tool loads. I click fast forward times about 6 times. Repeat this step for Home Laptop 2. Step 2 is configure security for guest. HomeNet internet connectivity. The guest and the HomeNet should not be normally able to connect or share resources. Recall that Home Laptop 2 is configured for guest work and should not normally have access to devices on the home network. Use any method you wish to determine the IP address for Home Laptop 1. And you can float your mouse over and see that the IP address is 102. You can click the laptop and go to IP configuration, and you can also enter command prompt ipconfig to see the IP configuration. 192.168.0.1. Click Home Laptop 1, Desktop tab, and command prompt. Enter the ping command followed by the IP address for the Home Laptop 1. The Home Laptop 1 responds to the pings, indicating that Home Laptop 2 can access devices on the home network. You will need to set the router to prevent hosts from different networks from communicating with each other from home office PC. If necessary, log back into the home wireless router. Click Wireless tab and then Guest Network. Uncheck the box next to allow guests to see each other and access the local network. Click Save Settings. From Home Laptop 2, attempt to ping the Home Laptop 1 again. The ping should now fail. This indicates that the hosts are not allowed to communicate between the two networks. You may have noticed that my percentage of completion is 97%. Click Check Results to find out what assessment items are not complete. Scroll through the list and find the one that is not complete. It says that wireless guest 5G2 network. I have wrong authentication type. Close the check result window and check that settings. So for the guest network 5 GHz 2 network, I have to set it to WPA personal instead of WPA 2. Change the settings and click Save Settings, and now my percentage is 100%. This completes the packet tracer activity, configure wireless router, hardening, and security. So if you like this video, please do like and subscribe, and thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Good night.